Good morning, I'm Jonny Walker, and we begin today's show with a face fans of Bonnie's men's basketball might recognize. Jalen Attaway contests those three-point shots. I know Duquesne was shooting incredibly, but they had good offense today for St. Bonaventure. It was just getting stops on defense.
Thanks, Anthony. I'm here in downtown Phoenix at the Phoenix Convention Center.
They're on the road today where they're just 1-9. That one win came over a month ago against VCU.
Site of Radio Row for Super Bowl 57.
Attaway, a first-year player in the NBA's G League, is eligible to apply for reinstatement in 1 year, according to a league statement. But she says her experiences playing on the court have most helped smooth her transition to the sideline. Brianna Ware averaging 4 points a game coming today. In the first quarter alone, she had her career high as a freshman. Thank you, Johnny. Tomorrow's going to be one of the coldest days of the year, but many are also calling it the most important day of the year for Bonnie's men's basketball. And now an update on the Bonnie's women's basketball program. Newly reintroduced head coach Jim Crowley has hired the first 2 members of his staff. Tiara Johnson, now associate head coach, and Kelsey Rombach, added as assistant coach. Crowley is very familiar with Johnson and Rombach. They both played under Crowley during his first stint as Bonnie's head coach. And both were also on Crowley's staff while he was the head coach of Providence. Now, these hires come well over a month into Crowley's tenure as head coach, and the university continues to advertise more job openings within its women's basketball program. I spoke with Jim Crowley to learn more.
Very thankful to get my 2 assistants, Tiara and Kelsey, here. They're outstanding.
But before adding that pair of assistants, Crowley was the lone staff member for a program that normally boasts at least 6.
And it gave me extra time with the players. It gave me extra time with people in the program so we could accelerate the learning curve for both of us.
And despite a lack of supporting staff, Crowley says his program hasn't fallen behind.
Where we might be behind, but I think we've caught up very quickly, is finding the right people here, knowing our roster and what we need to add to that.
Regardless, St. Bonaventure continues to advertise job openings within its women's basketball program. Open positions include video coordinator, director of basketball operations, and even more assistant coaching jobs. However, Crowley says filling out the roster remains his top priority.
If there's a decision to make, hey, do we spend time on roster or do we spend time on staff? Right now it's on roster.
But Crowley also said he expects to hire at least 2 more assistant coaches.
So we do have a couple more people to hire.
And as for a timeline, there really isn't one.
Yeah, we're going to get the right people. The timeline is get the right people.
And to catch any important updates on the women's basketball team throughout this offseason, make sure you're following SBU TV on Instagram and Facebook.
And in all honesty, I was just the dumb enough kid to wear a beer to a basketball game.
Dominic Greco, better known to Bonnie's basketball fans as Captain Beer, face of the student section turned local celebrity.
Best 4 years of my life because of it.
But in just the last 6 months, Dom graduated, got a job, and moved away. Who would lead the Wolfpack now?
One of the things that was also mentioned to me was, in 10 years, how cool it'd be to have 10 Captain Beers in the crowd together.
The search for the next Captain Beer was on.
I reached out to Dom, and next thing you know, I'm him now. So
Jace kept popping up, and I noticed him, and he was vocal. He loved St. Bonaventure.
Any advice for the new guy?
he just said, be you, positive, be passionate, be loud.
Do your own thing with this. Like, build on what I built. I'm the first one, but the first one's not always the best.
Dom has just one request.
I always sat in the same area for all 4 years. That would be like the right spot for Captain Beer to be.
Right now, I'm standing where Captain Beer would normally be sitting in the student section. But as you can see, there's no bleachers. It's the off season. But Jace says once the season starts, he's going to get the RC rocking once again.
To bring new chants. I mean, we only have 2 when we're on defense.
Finally, words of advice from the man who started it all.
It's not always easy being Captain Beer. Secondly, Jace, you know what to do. You love Bonaventure. You love Bonus basketball. Just be you, man. You got this.
For SBU TV, I'm Jonny Walker.
Now switching over to the women's side. Last month, they fired longtime head coach Jesse Fleming. I spoke with interim head coach Erica Morrow about her basketball journey. Check it out.
In high school, Erica Morrow was a McDonald's All-American. At Syracuse, she became a top 5 scorer in program history. At the pro level, she played and coached internationally.
There's not much that I haven't actually done and had experience with.
But when Coach Morrow joined St. Bonaventure as an assistant in June, she never imagined becoming the head coach just 7 months later.
No, not a chance.
But in her first game leading the program, she snapped Bonaventure's 9-game losing streak.
Hold on. First switch.
It was yet another resume topper.
Now, Coach Morrow's filled a lot of roles along her basketball journey, but she says her experiences playing on the court have most helped smooth her transition to the sideline.
I'm glad I was a player. It stems from, trust, the fact that they know that I've been in their shoes and literally at a high level done what I'm asking of them.
And Coach Morrow's promotion marked another first. She's the only black female head coach in the history of Bonnie's basketball.
I haven't really thought much about that. I haven't really had time to think about anything, but better late than never. The girls need to see women that look like them. They need to see women who actually played in those positions, but I don't think that is the sole requirement for you to be a good coach.
For SBU TV, I'm Jonny Walker. The words, "Welcome home, Jim," displayed proudly in St. Bonaventure University's Doyle Conference Center.
This place is family. It is interwoven in all that I am and all that I have here.
Monday, St. Bonaventure reintroduced Jim Crowley as its head women's basketball coach.
So to come back here and be part of this community, be part of this school, be part of this program is heavy in the best possible way.
After earning 3 Atlantic 10 Coach of the Year honors, an ESPN.com National Coach of the Year award, and the 6th most wins in the history of A10 women's basketball, Crowley left Bonaventure for Providence College and the more prestigious Big East Conference.
But something was always missing. I was missing this community. I was missing the people. I was missing the Franciscan values. I was missing the feeling that is Bonaventure.
Now, during Crowley's 7 years at Providence, St. Bonaventure got a new president and a new director of athletics. So while neither of them worked with him during that time, they both said that they heard a lot about him.
The outpouring of people who said, if you can't get Jim, get somebody like Jim, was incredible.
Knowing what he meant to this program and understanding what he did and how he accomplished it was really important for us, and just knowing that he fit what Bonaventure meant.
Before stepping down from the podium, Crowley shared one last goal with the crowd.
And I'll leave on this. I want people to come back and want to watch us again. I want people to want to come see us again because we play hard and we play together.
For SBU TV, I'm Jonny Walker.